Across Europe, energy reliance on Moscow has dropped to just 13% since the Ukraine conflict began. But in Hungary, most of the gas used to heat homes and the oil used in cars still comes from Russia. And in neighboring Slovakia, the pipelines also tell a story of dependence on Moscow. A recent study by the Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air and the Center for the Study of Democracy found that Hungary and Slovakia have spent more than $36 billion on Russian oil and gas since the conflict with Ukraine began. Energy researcher Dr. Andreas Georgi-Dick says for both countries, breaking that link may not be as costly as their leaders claim.
So this would cost 0.5% of the Hungarian GDP to diversify fully away from Russian supply. This is a quite substantial amount of money. At the same time, this is not a prohibitive cost.
Dick says the infrastructure is there to bring in alternatives. What's missing, he argues, is the political will.
Now we have only two countries. I would say lazy countries, because they knew perfectly well 3 years ago that buying Russian oil and gas and other sources is risky.
But others say that moving away from a reliance on Russia will not be a quick fix.
80% of dependency on Russian crude coming through the Druzhba pipeline. In Slovakia, it's around 100%. This is a huge problem, and we don't have the infrastructure to replace it.
And when it comes to natural gas, energy researcher Borbala Tot says the math is simpler. There's enough supply, she says, in Europe to replace Russia without shaking the market.
We again predict that about €1 price increase would happen to Hungary. We cannot say that it's a huge impact to Hungary in terms of prices.
Brussels insists the bloc can meet its 2027 deadline, but in Budapest and Bratislava, officials say more time is essential. For Brussels, this is about principles and energy security. For Hungary and Slovakia, they say it's about price and the fear that moving too fast could leave families in the cold. Slovakia's leaders shared that concern, warning Brussels not to impose one-size-fits-all rules.
We don't have any other options which could be sustainable and also the price reasonable.
President Trump has demanded European nations cut off energy ties with Russia, but concedes it will be difficult for some countries.
They have one pipeline coming, because I spoke with him. He's a great guy, he's a great friend of mine, but you know that's a harder one for them. And Slovakia too. They're sort of married to one pipeline.
Russia has accused Trump of trying to exploit the situation and get countries to purchase what it calls expensive American oil and gas instead. Caught between Moscow's pipelines, Brussels' deadlines, and Washington's demands, Hungary and Slovakia are still buying time, and for now, still buying Russian energy. Pablo Gutiérrez, CGTN, Budapest.